Hey y'all, it's Krypton Critics. I'm here to review the newest Jurassic Park World, movie in the franchise, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, directed by J.A. Benoit, starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, uh, uh, Daniela Pena, Justice Smith, B.D. Wong, Rafe Spall, James Cromwell, and Jeff Goldblum. Now, I never have been a huge Jurassic Park, Jurassic World fan. Uh, now, I might get some flack for this, but so far I've enjoyed the Jurassic World two movies I've seen. Other than Jurassic World movies, I've only seen the original. Uh, there are things that I really enjoy about the first one, but you know, it never really grabbed me like some people do. Like I know there's a lot of people that have, not only a lot of nostalgia for it, but have a lot of like attachment to it. And I totally understand it. I've had like a big attachment towards Star Wars. That's definitely more my wheelhouse. But I'm just speaking as how I enjoyed this movie as a movie. There are some things I understand, like connections, like visual callbacks, and this and that, and a few things I had to like wikia because I'm just like, wait, what is this connection? One of the biggest things that I thought was a connection, but it kind of isn't. I thought, okay, this is gonna be a spoiler review. That I thought James Cromwell character playing, uh, was playing Hammond from the first movie. As I assumed he thought he was playing because I'm like, okay, it's an old dude. Has some deep connection towards the original Jurassic Park, and he has a cane, and on the cane it has the amber with the mosquito in it. So I just assumed that they were visually telling me that, oh, it's that dude from the first movie. Dude that says, "I'll show you." I thought it was that dude. Uh, but I was unaware that Richard Attenborough is no longer with us, and in the like novelizations, they have said that his character has passed away. So I did not know that. I educated myself after I got home. uh, that's definitely the biggest sin I have for not quite understanding. And I would probably get down someone's neck, much as some people might in this one for not knowing that Luke and Leia are like twins. So you know, don't hate me. Just what I assumed. But just as a movie, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I liked the intro. Even with the initial title sequence and how we meet up with people running away from dinosaurs in the rain. That never gets old. Then we see that there's like news reports, and like this movie's supposed to be taken someplace in this year that we're living in. So it's 3 years after shit went down in the last movie, and a lot of people got hurt and died. So they're like, fuck the dinosaur shit again. I mean, we keep trying it and it keeps failing. We're done now. But who knows what's going to happen in like another 10 years where they're like, well, we need another Jurassic, I don't know, Jurassic universe where, where we got alien dinosaurs and shit. That would be a fucking trip. Uh, um, but we see Ian Malcolm on Capitol Hill, and he repeats what he always repeats, that trying to save these dinosaurs is a fail. Uh, Now, these dinosaurs are on Isla Nublar, which has a big ass volcano on it, and everyone's like, well, we won't kill these dinosaurs, but we'll let God do it. Volcanoes just in just lava everywhere, and we don't have to deal with more dinosaurs. What's the problem? Now, you know, Claire played Bryce Dallas Howard, and she gets Owen. They vehemently like become against, and they want to help the dinosaurs because they see him as more worth than just like cannon fodder. They are. animals that deserve respect. Uh, they have two sidekicks, Zia and Franklin. Uh, Franklin is like this. Like I said, he starts off as a little punk bitch, and I know I would probably act the same way if I was in his situation, being anywhere around dinosaurs. I probably would scream like a little baby. Uh, there's probably one scene where I can understand where people will like be very ticked off, like when he gets onto Isla Nublar, he like sprays himself with like mosquito repellent. But towards the end of the movie, he becomes less of a little bitch. Other character they have is Zia, who turns less from a chick that is kind of snooty and just says she can do a lot, but she actually proves herself she can do a lot, and she actually helps the famed dinosaur Blue, who was trained slash kind of raised by Owen's character. And I like the character that they set up with Blue, even though Blue doesn't say anything. It's just a Velociraptor. They do get quite a bit of like understanding the connection between the master and the, I guess, pet. I guess you would say. So James Cromwell's character, not Hammond at all. We see his estate. And he has like a big, nice crib, and Bryce Dallas Howard goes down there, and she wants to pop off with this new initiative to get the free dinosaurs from the volcano, and get them to a nice sanctuary. Sure. It very much seems like the soldiers that are supposed to be like keeping these dinosaurs at bay, like really don't give a fuck. Like if they really did, then they would take them to the island that had Jurassic, the Jurassic Park. They would take them there, but it kind of implies that they say they're going to help, and basically they're going to take Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt and just like put them around in circles, just to say, no, we're not doing that. You had a nice visit, but we're men with the guns, and we decide what the fuck happens to these fucking dinosaurs. But back at the Lockhart estate, Lockhart is this old dude. He has been pushed around in a wheelchair, and he has like medical tubes through his nose. We don't know exactly what he has, but we know that he's not long for this earth. But he used to work with Hammond, as he says in the movie, and he helped find the company that led to Jurassic Park. Now, Hammond apparently gave his project to Irfan Khan's character from Jurassic World, and then this old dude, Lockhart, takes it from him because Irfan Khan's character died in the last movie. So, yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I would like to see what both of these characters like influence were. Like maybe we could have a flashback in the next movie. You never know. Obviously, we have to probably get younger actors that look enough like the characters. But I more and more throughout the movie, some characters that seemed kind of pretty like one note or didn't have much towards them. They would give them like lines that help develop the characters, or they would just put them in interesting scenes. Like we meet up with the antagonist of this movie, who's Mills, who I think he's some kind of like money man, some kind of accountant or lawyer for Lockhart, and he's running all these dinosaurs underneath the house, and he's been selling them to the highest bidder for military weapons. And he teamed up with B.D. Wong's character, Dr. Wu, to like do some high-tech CRISPR shit and like turn these into like the most ferocious dinosaurs possible, and they come out with the Indoraptor, which sounds much better than Indominus Rex, if you ask me. Um, Now, probably like the best sequence, in my opinion, just like from action, or just like things that will like really like wow, that's pretty tense. I absolutely love volcano sequence when they're trying to like not die on Nublar, and before we saw Chris Pratt, he was tranquilized and he's trying to avoid just lava just slowly coming towards him. He has to like throw his body over a log and shit. That was pretty cool. Uh, Blue is like shot by one of the soldiers, so Zia has to make sure that Blue does not die, and they give her a blood transfusion from T Rex once they get onto soldier's boat without any of the soldiers knowing. When I was watching Chris Pratt like frequently punch people, and you hear that whoosh, and he got onto a military truck. I'm like, how long is it going to be before Chris Pratt plays Indiana Jones? Um, I did like that Chris Pratt, he was kept as a prisoner with Bryce Dallas Howard in underneath the Lockhart estate, and they used a Stigmaloch. Is that how you say it? It's a hard-headed, like physically hard-headed dinosaur, and it just rams into shit. So they make sure that it goes through the wall and goes through, the gate, and they're like, oh shit, we're out of here. They team up with Lockhart's granddaughter. Uh, he had a daughter that he cared for a lot, but we're told that she died in a car accident, and then we find out this little girl, like, and the little girl is pretty good at acting. When she is sad, you believe that shit. That little girl can cry her little eyes out. But we find out she's a clone of her mother, and that was like a pleasant surprise to me. I'm like, okay, it's interesting, because I'm like, you already do that with dinosaurs. What's going to stop you from doing it from humans? I mean, it's not like there's a high bar of humane science that's going on in this film saga, and I did like the conflict that she did have with Mills, the evil guy. I don't think Mills was like necessarily good villain per se, but I do think for most part the actor did do pretty well. Um, I liked that we saw what was it? That it, they got the guy that was in the first two Captain America movies to play like the auctioneer. I can't think of his name right now. And you got all kinds of people. You got like cowboys, you got Russians, you got you know wannabe terrorists. Like, I'll take it for millions, bam, bam. Hitting for auction block, and then they push him out in cages. Like, yeah, let's get it. There's a lot of great, just cinematography, just in general. There's a lot of great scene transitions, music, dope. I believe this is Giacchino, and I feel like pretty much anything Giacchino touches, it's pretty damn great. And Giacchino, he also did video game soundtracks for Jurassic Park video games. He did 4 of them, so shit, stay on this. You're gonna like do very well, man. Good on you. Yeah. I mean, not familiar with his work. He did Incredibles movies, and he did Doctor Strange, and he did Rogue One. Um, and you can't talk about this movie and not talk about the CGI. The CGI they do is, especially for the fucking dinosaurs, is like pretty mind blowing. Like, like details like snot, saliva, and uh, like how their flesh bobs up and down when they breathe. It's all insane. There's probably only like two shots that look slightly iffy, but I think that's mostly because they are directly on top of an actual actor. But like almost more than like 99% of the time, it's flawless. Um, but yeah, overall, I had fun with this movie. Those points that I laughed. I felt bad for that little girl, and I was I was sad to see the old guy die. Uh, maybe I was maybe I would have been less sad if I actually knew that wasn't Hammond. But once again, I've only like seen Jurassic Park fully one time. I saw like half of it, like years later. But I've always thought these movies I've seen always have like uh, a decent point of like, okay, this is goofy. I never thought of these movies have been like super serious. Like it's a blockbuster. It has goofy moments. You're gonna have pretty awesome shots. You're gonna have impressive CGI for the time that it came out. So overall, I'm not. And I also liked, one thing I gotta say, Chris Pratt, awesome. Pretty much everything I'm seeing him in. He can charm any screen, and I really like the character that they set up back with his relationship with Claire, and and shit, I can't forget to mention how Blue in Indoraptor just duke it out. Blue comes out of the blue and just starts whooping fucking ass. It's glorious. And that was also a really good tension scene that sets up, and we have like the little girl like free the dinosaurs at the end, and then dinosaurs pop off in South California. I will go to the theaters 3 times to see the sequel if like the dinosaurs are like hanging out in Compton, and like they hang them a YG in the game. I might go fucking broke. Even though this movie is stupid as all hell, I would be so fucking entertained. Uh, but fun. Volcano sequence is very fun to watch. You get lost into watching the movie. This is like a side problem. Has nothing to do with the film as itself, but I kind of wish I didn't see as much in the trailer. I mean, hear me, bitch. Whatever. You make up your own decision. Why you listen to me? It's part of the critics. I love you.